And welcome to another episode of FinTech Focus TV with me, Toby Babb. We are here at the TradingTech Summit in Canary Wharf, and I'm joined by Dina from Microsoft. Dina, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you, Toby.
Listen, lovely to have you on here.
Thank
You've been
you.
on a panel earlier on, and we're going to come into trader efficiency and everything good that you've been talking about there. I know you've got a passion for AI, so we're going to jump into that.
Correct.
It's a conversation everyone wants to have at the moment,
Sure.
so it's. I know you've got some great thoughts on it, so I'm looking forward to speaking about all of those sort of things. But Dina, first and foremost, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do over at Microsoft, and how do you fit into the ecosystem here?
Yes, thank you. So I'm Dina Dede. I'm a principal program manager at Microsoft and department that's called Industry Solutions Engineer. So I would say that I'm a kind of the matchmaker between the technology and the business in order to solve real world problems with innovative solutions. So you can imagine my role as handling the engineering, the business and the product teams together, also doing some strategic planning as well in order to provide the customers with the best of the solutions in an innovative way, of course.
Wow.
Yes.
So right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, a bit, yes. Yeah.
And this has been an interesting piece for you to come over to the TradingTech Summit.
Yes.
I've been here for a number of years now. It's always good conversations. Your conversations talking
Correct.
about enhancing trader efficiency through innovation in the sort of space. I imagine there's loads of opportunities for you, that you can see in that,
Yeah,
that you guys
correct.
are talking about. So tell me, it's a couple of hours now since you were sat up there on the stage. I heard it was a very good conversation.
It was a really good conversation.
Tell me a little
yes.
bit about some of the takeaways.
Yes, the comments that I received from everyone were really positive. So I would say that, of course, I'm coming from Microsoft as well, but we all agreed that we do need to have low-code solutions and discuss about interoperability. When we're having workflows and systems in our working environment, we can, of course, think about the cost or how we integrate those solutions effectively. But in the end, we need to look what it would be more effective in order to have a solution that we can take into production. So I think that everyone kind of agreed that we're moving towards that direction more and more in order to have a fully integrated system.
Yeah, I think, and when you talk about that sort of moving in that direction more
Yes.
and more, it's something there which has obviously been on the, people have been talking about it for a little. What's the catalyst for it happening right now?
So why now? Because technology is moving fast, because we have the rise of AI, Gen AI, of course, and we can understand that the companies would like to have speed in their solution with relatively, of course, low cost, and how they can make that integrated as soon as possible, and of course leverage technology and AI at this point. So that's why I would say that more and more we're moving towards that direction, if that makes sense.
And AI you touched on there.
Correct.
It's the probably the most used two letters in the room over the course of the day. Quite rightly so, right? So
Yes.
tell me a little bit about the trends that we're seeing in AI at the moment.
I would say that one of the biggest trends is how Gen AI and AI are integrated into workflows to all different sectors, from finance to healthcare to manufacturing. Yeah. So we're seeing more and more AI models being integrated into traders and into finance in order to have predictive analytics, understand the market better, and even automate more routine tasks that still now everyone would take more and more time in order to do and integrate to their system. So we can see that more and more companies in all different sectors they integrate the AI at scale in their solutions. Yes.
I think when you talk about the multitude of different sectors, I always find it interesting because there's so much opportunity.
Correct.
But we're also in a sector in finance where there's a lot of risk more around it. So talk to me about some of the challenges and risks that we see in the financial services sector that probably doesn't, Microsoft obviously covers it everywhere within that. Within finance specifically, talk about some of the challenges and risks of adopting AI within finance.
Correct. So this is a great question because especially in sectors like finance where they're highly regulated, we need to account for diverse and clean data. And we need to be able to understand this data better and how to use them because we don't want to have skewed predictions in finance. This is a no-no. And also we want to understand what we're predicting and how we're using those AI models. Like we don't want to rely only on the automation. We need to understand why they're using them. So keep in mind also with this rapid scaling of Gen AI across sectors, we need to be thoughtful about the responsible AI as well, that the results that we're taking are trustworthy, and also that we just don't accept the results, but we investigate why we have these results, if that makes sense.
I think that does absolutely make sense.
Yeah.
The why is the important part of it, right? And I think one of the things that I've been hearing is everyone wants to be on the AI bandwagon.
Correct.
But what do they actually want to achieve through it? And are they thinking about the right sort of things and doing it rather than for the sake of, right, we've got money to spend, we need to be on AI, we need to keep up. Yeah. What are you actually trying to achieve? And then working backwards to make sure everything's in place to get that right at the same time as well, which I think is really important. So let's have a look at we're at such an exciting stage. We've probably had, whilst AI has obviously been around for a long time,
yeah.
the hype over the last 18 months has probably never been noisier. I guess the opportunity over the next 5 is probably even bigger than that. As we've sort of, it matures, we see more stuff happening, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
What does the next 5 years of AI within the financial services markets look like to you? Where are the opportunities?
Yes, to be honest, the next 5 years is one of my favorite topics. No, quite the opposite. It's one of my favorite topics because I think that we're heading in a really exciting AI revolution era, if I can say it like this, in the next 5 years. So I predict that the AI will become like a partner across industries, not just a tool that we leverage in order to solve something. So something that only drives innovation. We are planning to see fully integrated AI systems, and especially in finance and manufacturing and healthcare as we move forward. So this revolution, though, I want to be clear, it will come also with challenges. So we need to be sure that we have a secure, trustworthy, as I said earlier, solutions about how we're using it, especially in finance that is highly regulated, as we mentioned before. So I think that a fully integrated AI partnership, in a sense, is coming to our solutions and not just a tool.
Yeah, I love that idea of the fully integrated AI partnership.
Yes.
And I love your passion for it as well. You can see that.
Yes, because that's exactly my job, and this is what I love to do the last 10 years. Yes.
And look, you've said that as part of your job, it's the last 10 years. It's something that you've been excited about. There are a lot of people there who've got some fear around this. They're sort of seeing that the potential change in people fear change. We're seeing a lot of change happening at pace.
Yes.
We're seeing people's roles change. We're seeing the skill sets they need to have to get their next opportunities change more.
Correct.
So if you're sat there and saying, how can people get ready for this, and people put themselves in the best possible position to move further forward, what would your advice be there?
Yes. Well, technology is moving at lightning speed. We can notice that. What I can advise to people is just keep up with the technology that is coming, with the emerging technologies like quantum computing that might supercharge AI in the next years. So try to follow the trends online, panel discussions, podcasts like the one that we're having. So that's what I would advise to all professionals, but also to the young generation, that they come in and they want to learn about that. Try to improve your technical skills like machine learning, but also your business skills. Try to understand how to improve your communication skills, because especially in a sector like finance, you do need that balance between understanding the technology but also the business needs. So as I said, I'm really excited about the future and looking forward to what's coming next.
I think that message of educate is so important.
Yes, and keep up with the technology, keep up with the trends. There's so much information out there.
And that's the advantage. When you've got people there with new technology coming at pace, there is no such thing as an expert who's been doing it for 30 years.
No.
So people are able to get to speed up, to get that sort of knowledge, and it's got to be about, as you say, look, I love when I see people come into these sort of events and networking and listening and asking questions and meeting different people. And as you say, there's so many different, there's such a wide variety of way people can get their content, get their information. Just done an interview with John Butler at Velox. John was talking about how when he learned to code, it was all through books. right? So you didn't have the opportunity to have everything that we've got there. So we've got this great advantage, this unmissable time right now to be picking up all this sort of stuff and be doing all that. So I love the way that's happening.
How we embrace and we adjust with technology and to technology, not afraid of technology.
Exactly, like throw yourself at it, and those communication skills are important. We had Joe from 3-4, John earlier on, a young engineer who's been on the show here, talking exactly about the same sort of stuff. It's like, right, the role of an engineer is more from someone who sits in the corner with headphones on into someone there who can actually be very business savvy. So I could talk about this for a long time.
Yeah, me too. But it's fine.
Let's finish by talking a little bit about you and Microsoft. Tell me what's coming up for you and what's exciting about your world for the next year.
As part of Microsoft, of course, we released recently the quantum computing. I don't know if you have noticed that, you've seen that online, which is really interesting. And of course, we keep collaborating with OpenAI. And from my perspective, as Dina and as principal, I keep working and innovate and co-engineer with clients. At this point, I'm supporting the AI innovation enablement in LSEG, London Stock Exchange Group. So we're doing really exciting things there, and we leverage the data that LSEG has to offer, blend them with technology that Microsoft has to offer, and looking forward for a more successful partnership between those two.
I think it's those sort of partnerships I'm fascinated by, because you say there's so much tech power combined with so much data that comes through. People have spoken to me twice over the last 2 days about just the sheer volume of data that's out there at the moment. And when you can utilise all of these sort of tools and the power of all that sort of stuff to work out where we can go, and the sort of scale and opportunity that we've got between it. It's wonderful to have. So, wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you
Thanks
so much
for sharing with me. Well done on the panel earlier on.
Thank you.
And lovely to have met you today.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon on the next episode of FinTech Focus TV. Thanks a lot.